Shalom, shalom. Call like my Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, rule well, and teach on doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect. Real quick, while the testimony is still fresh on my mind, I just woke up from a crazy fucking dream. It was two parts. As you can see in the title, Utter Chaos is on the way. The Wadi Yahawashi, give me the dream and the spirit to do this lesson. I wanted to get up while it was still fresh on my mind, so I get from all over the place. It's literally just happened. It was a two-parter. So boom, and as simple as possible. The first dream, everybody was trying to leave the city, ended up getting caught in this big ass traffic jam, and it was bad. Like half the city was destroyed. Like it looked like a fucking war zone had been through there. People literally just in their cars, gone. Like it was so bad that you'd be in that section of traffic for God knows how long. That's how bad it was. And so we driving, and then we finally get to the stairwell, and by we, it's me and another brother, and then the elders and the top four, Elder Apostle R, and some of the other brothers was there. I mean, some of the other elders. I can't remember, but I'm just explaining to them what's going on, and he had me and some of the brothers I camped with stand up, turn around, and get to explaining to everybody. But it really wasn't a lot of people in there. It was almost like we prophesied to the wind for the last time. And the second part of the dream, I was with the brother Shabbat. That's in my camp, and we somehow made it in this house. It's fucking foul in there. I'm laying down getting some rest from the day before because we literally this shit on fire. You know, it's utter chaos, but it happens so quick. It's just like a movie. And I'm laying down. I'm waking up. We formulating a plan to go get some resources to go see what's going on out there. And we moving around, and I just get the itching. I'm like, the fuck? Lift the shirt up and shit is bugs everywhere. I'm like, man, ugh. And I'm like, did you know it was bugs in this bitch? He was like, uh, he ain't say nothing, kept walking. I'm like, bro, did you know it was bugs in this bitch? Yes or no? Then he knew. And then I started putting two and two together because his clothes and shit was spread out everywhere. And that day, that's not gonna matter. That's just what happened. But I told him, I'm like, dude, like you gotta say some shit. And then I went back out to see what I could go grab. And at this part of the dream, I was in East Cleveland. Like, but it was weird because it's like everything was damn near unrecognizable. And I'll never forget it because it was hella people, like in the same fashion that the cars was in the first part of the dream. And I'm running, and I see my mom. I said, "Oh my God, thank God." I'm talking to her, and as I noticed, is shit stockpiled next to people. Like they got everything they was able to carry, able to buy out of the stores, and they just standing with the shit. I'm telling my mom, "Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go." She like, "I'm gonna go back and see what else I can grab." I said, "You crazy? Let's go. Fuck that shit. The Lord got us. The Lord gonna take care of us. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. You don't see what's going on?" And she was just like, And as soon as I say that, I turn around. I'm about to slide. It's motherfucking police trying to control the crowd. They got guns and shit. Talk about some yeah, just stay put. And they was letting me, these two chicks, and my mom passed by, but they was keeping everybody else there for some reason. And they saying just chill out, just come slowly, and then they kind of was like directing traffic with their eyes. It's just like come slowly, come slowly. Most imagine they had a little extra incentive for us to stay in line. So I'm like, what the fuck? Where did y'all even come from? That's my first thought. My second thought is like, all this shit means nothing. Why's y'all? I'm talking about. I'm about 6 feet. There's stockpiles of detergent, food everywhere. And keep in mind, it was just like everybody was trying to leave the city in the latter half of the drink. I mean, in the earlier half of the drink. So I'm putting two and two together. I'm like, man, these people trying to escape because they was actually listening to the elders and the apostles, and now it's really set up like how the FEMA regions is set up. I seen it. That shit was so crazy. It woke me up out my sleep. But Salakia, I'm all over the place. I'm just trying to remember the dream. This literally just happened. But they finally let us go, and I'm trying to run back to where I was. Salakia, back to the shelter where me and the brother Shamak was, and I mean, the dream kind of made me infer it, but I think I had to leave my mom behind. Looking back on the affairs of this world, talking about just get one more thing. And I'm like, you ain't just see what happened? They shut the shit down. It was bad. It was, of course, it was fights and shit going on. You know, motherfuckers threatening each other. What the scriptures say, friends shall fight like enemies. I've seen it. It happened all so fast throughout that time span. I should have wrote it down. But that, yo, call it my Yahawashi, Shabashim, Hakodash. Pull some precepts, and Lord willing, that dream becomes clear as I begin to speak. So, like if I'm all over the place, like I said, this literally just happened. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 28. It says, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. That was one of the scariest things. Because what I can remember from the first part, we just got in the car. I don't even remember who I was in the car with. It was literally just like a movie. Like the one with Will Smith. With him and the dog. I think that's I Am Legend. That's what it felt like. Barely escaped by the skin of our teeth. And then the elders and apostles tell me to explain what happened. We in this room, and it's like almost like a theater, and it's like steps. He was ducked off in the cut, and he was Elder Apostle Tar was like, yeah, go ahead, say what happened, and then you know it was me and a couple other brothers, uh, the elder from GMS and upon precepts was there. That's who it was. And, it was like another elder, but we was all in the room, and we trying to get right on the steps so we can all come together, kind of like organizing ourselves like how we would be at camp. And that's when the second part of the dream happened. When I went back to go look for resources for anything, and just so happened to see my mom. And I said, "Thank God!" I gave her a big hug and everything, and I told her, "We gotta go now. We gotta go now." She said, "Wait, I'm gonna go back and see what else I can find." Then as soon as she said that, I'm like, "Man, what? You crazy? The Lord got us. Fuck all this shit. You don't see what's going on? The Lord got us. Fuck that shit. Let's go." And then I'm running, turn around, police right there, setting up cones, trying to control the people. Not little big ass cones, like the cones that cover potholes. Keep in mind we in East Cleveland. So we like I said, police, through the spirit of the Lord, end up letting me go. These two chicks, this one lady. Oh, and for some reason, one of the chicks started talking about sex. She was like, she basically in the midst of all this crisis, she's still talking about getting some dick. Excuse my language. That's yeah, I remember that part of the dream now. She yeah, because we weren't really concentrated on women or nothing like that. Like it was literally utter chaos. It was like in the movies. Like it was fire. Like how bums keep their still warm in the winter barrels. And the road, it wasn't no type of order on the streets. It was chaos. There's people driving on sidewalks, trying to get the hell out of there. At that point, at one point, I was on the sidewalk, just trying to get up through and get somewhere safe and get away from all the madness. It was bad. It was bad. And that's what the elders and the apostles on down is trying to warn the people about. Jake got to wake up, man. Second Ezra 15:14 says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, with a sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able." And the police definitely was controlling who came in and who left. It was really the grace of Yahawashi Shai in the dream that I was able to leave. And I can't remember if my mom came to her senses and left behind me or not. So like, but that dream was real. That shit was crazy. I woke up, my fucking heart was racing. I'm like, I gotta do a lesson on this before I forget. On the 18th, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So the stage is being set for these things right now. We're getting closer and closer to these times right now. That's what Ezra said, well, who will deliver me in those days. Verse 20, behold, said Yahawah Shah, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto me, my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord power. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and have consumed the foundation of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. Yeah, this is the stage for all that. Why do you think all this shit is going on? Just on a small note, Russia and Ukraine, well, we could look. Jake Harden ain't gonna make it more difficult. Right now, I just put up the RTX. Zelensky sets out what security guarantors Salaki want to do. It says France shuts down 50% of nuclear reactors amid energy crunch. Freedom convoy flashbacks as biker rally hits Canada's capital. Ukrainian warplane shells Russian region. And world on brink of commodity shock. EU border chief forced to step down. All these things that seem small, seem like they don't have any relevance or any correlation. It's all prophecy being fulfilled. These all are Edomites. And these heathens living out Psalms 83rd chapter. And they're about to get their recompense. But in the midst of all that, things are going to heat up for Jacob. Jeremiah 30. I'm going to start at 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that's what that dream ultimately represents. And I believe the part of the dream, well, Elder Apostle Har lined us up and had us getting ready to speak, and then there was really nobody in there except for us. That represent the families of the word coming soon. It's Amos 8. Because we literally prophesied to nobody. Everybody in that room was already under the banner of GMS. And we was being set up like on a almost like a platform. But it was nobody else in the room. Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of the hearing of the word of the Lord. And one more. Ezekiel 3 and 26. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. When I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth. Also, like I just want 26. But yeah, that's the point that we're getting close to, where the Lord is going to make the prophets dumb, and their tongue is going to cleave to the roof of their mouth. But as the scriptures say, things are going on as the days of Noah, because we literally just escaped uh, the police. They was closing off the city limits, and this chick talking about somebody going to her raw, and you know, immediately talking about sex. And my mom is trying to go back and get groceries. People got all they shit standing with them outside. It's piles of detergent. It's a little bit of food and money that people got. All their resources was standing right next to them. And she talking about some go back. Hell no, I'm about to go hide. That remind me of Lot's wife too. Luke 17, verse 32 says, remember Lot's wife, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. I got another one. Matthew 24 and 36 says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. And that's the day Yahawashi Shah's day of return. The day where the Lord is going to cast his fury down on 2/3 Esau and the other heathens. It says, but as the days are nowhere, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? Because people worried about the wrong shit, not taking heed to the message that's been out here since the elders and apostles started on YouTube until now, and even before then. But as far as being televised and documented, it says, but as the days are nowhere, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Whereas in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And the time we coming into is so bad, the Lord's gonna have to set up a standard. We're gonna need spiritual power to survive this. So Isaiah 59:19, it says, so shall they fear the name of Yahawah, Bahashim Yahawashi from the west, and its glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the police literally was telling us that we could not leave. It was the Lord's grace that allowed them to let me, my mom, and a few people that was near us go. Everybody else, they was like, back it up, back it up, back it up. They had that thing on them. They setting up cones that wasn't even there the day before. I'm telling you, the Lord had it so where me and the brother had shelter, and I went out to go just scavenge to see what we could find because it was dirty as hell in the house and it was no food, no nothing. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Let's go to that in the blue letter. Yeah, because Jake always worried about the wrong shit. It's not going to be any different in that day. Women still going to want to get their nails done. Motherfuckers still trying to go to the club. The level of desperation and the lack of compassion, in addition to Esau turning up because he know he have a short time, is going to create some serious, serious turmoil. But the scriptures prophesied about it already, and prudent are the ones mentally and spiritually preparing, physically preparing, you know, having that doomsday prepper mentality. That's as the elder, Mississippi said, that's a heathenistic mindset. At the water, Yahawashi, even in the dream, I said, fuck that shit, let's go. The Lord gonna take care of us. And this is that word, set up a standard. It's Strong's H5127. It says to flee, to escape, to take flight, depart, disappear, to fly, to the attack on horseback, to drive at, to take flight, to put flight, to drive hastily, to cause, to disappear, hide. Strong's definition. This is a primitive root to flit, vanish away, subside, escape, causatively chase, impel, deliver, evade away, be displayed, make to flee away, put to flight, hide, lift up a standard. This is no joke. Verse 20, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. I read that again. Verse Isaiah 59:20, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith the Lord. Yeah, so the Lord is only coming back for a small remnant. And Lord willing, Akim and their families are part of that remnant, because if not, it's a sore destruction coming. I think I'm gonna close this precept. That's a lot. So I'm gonna just read, kind of breeze through it. This is 2 Peter 2:2. It says, "And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingered not, and their damnation slumbered not. For if the heavenly Father spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment." That's referring to us. Genesis 1, John 1, Ephesians 1. Lord willing, the people will take heed to the doctrine, are the elect. There were Yahawashi created the foundation of the earth through the blueprint, and you know, under subjection of the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, but cast them down to hell, into this low state, this low condition, this captivity, and delivered them into chains of darkness, the flesh, to be reserved unto judgment. You know, Ecclesiastes say that judgment happens under the sun. So when we die, we come back third or fourth generation, and then you know the life we live is a result of the judgment from our past life. Verse 5, "And spare not the old world, but save Noah the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an ensample or an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked." So the Lord is conveying through Peter how severe the Lord's judgment can be and will be. It's like when you really just sit down and think about it, Jake love to make shit complicated, break it down to the simplistic view. Um, the Lord was so mad with the world, he killed everybody except 8 people. That's all that boils down to. Turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes. To this day, Lot's wife is sitting there. To ashes. Scientists can't even tell what type of technology did this to Sodom and Gomorrah, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You know, we coming in that stead. We don't want to be here anymore. We see all the wickedness that's going on, and we taking a spiritual stand. We doing what the Lord requires of us in order to not die like our oppressors. So verse 9 says, "The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to preserve the unjust unto the day of judgment, to be punished. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness, and despise government. Presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Whereas angels, which are great in power and might, bring not railing accusation against them before the Lord. But these, as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil to things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption." So everybody who came up against the elders and the apostles, everybody who did not take heed, everybody who chose to trust in Esau instead of the Lord, this is your judgment. In verse 10 again, it says, "But chief of them that walk after the flesh, and the lust of uncleanness, and despise government." Well, that sounds like a lot of you hard-headed, rebellious, two-third niggas. And as the scriptures say, judgment starts at the house of Israel. So these heathens, they're really just playing their role. It come down to the elect being delivered and everybody else being destroyed. So with that, call I'm La, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Hakodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, rule well, teach on doctrine, and strong Kazak, Shalom, to argument their families, keep enduring, keep pushing, and Shalom.